2021, I told an actress friend of mine about how my insecurities wouldn't let me put myself in front of a camera. And one of the things she said was, don't take yourself too seriously. That has been the best advice I've gotten till date about putting myself or my work out there. Fast forward to the 13th of November 2022, I put up this video, and 21 videos and 6 months later, I hit 1,000 subscribers. And now I'm screwed because I don't know what content I'm going to put up for the next 6 months. So as a way to celebrating 1,000 subscribers, thank you all very much, most especially the Sunny Sultans, because they were the 1,000th subscribers. Thank you, and God bless you all abundantly. So for this video, I thought it would be helpful to share some practical tips that might help us, myself included, in overcoming the fear of getting started in anything at all, but more especially in putting our work out there, whether it's art piece or music or movie or video, whatever it is. These have helped me, and I hope it will help you too. So as a means of an introduction, I think there are two main conflicts that hold us back. A conflict with ourselves and a conflict with others. So there is the issue of self-validation, self-worth. Am I up to it? Why should they listen to me and all of that? And then there's the issue of external validation, being rejected, or what do you know, get out, or we don't like you. But yeah, let's talk about it. Inner struggle. I'm not good enough. What do I know? Who am I before you? Yes, you will be terrible. Actually, in the beginning, we are all terrible at everything in the beginning. I get sick in my stomach when I watch some of my older videos. It was bad. That was horrible. I actually looked like I was depressed. But without even consciously knowing, I've actually improved a great deal, especially my on-camera presence, bringing out my personality in front of the camera. It's the same thing with my tabletop art. The first tabletop art I did, oh my God, it was terrible. But over time, I got better to the point that I've actually been paid to do some of those tabletop arts now. Don't try and compare or compete with people who are already at the top. My work can never compare to that. So because of that, I'm not going to put anything out there. Our work now compared to where their own work is, our own will be like manure next to their own. But it's okay. Fail with pride, fail with gusto and zeal. Personally, I like to make films like Christopher Nolan someday. But it would be very foolish of me to say, oh, I want to make a film now, but if that film is nothing like Tenet or Interstellar, then I'm not going to put out my film. Come on now. But that's not to say that you should not take inspiration or look at the really good ones. Take what you can and adapt it to where you are, adapt it to your project. When I was in school, I wasn't very athletic. Most of my friends were a lot more sports inclined, and so they were faster. But guess what? Whenever they were jogging, I would actually jog with them. Now I knew that it was only a matter of time before they will leave me. Even though I wasn't competing with them, for every time that I was jogging with them, my timing was improving, my stamina was improving, my pacing was improving. So adopt that same mentality. Know that you are not at that level yet, but grab what you can from what they have. And gradually, you will look back and you will be amazed at how much progress you've made in your work. More importantly, you would realize that, hey, you've overcome this fear of getting started. Now, the second major struggle, which I feel is an external one, is you saying, oh, what will people think about me? You're not alone. Everybody has this fear of, what will people think about me and all of that. But newsflash, they're not thinking about you. Nobody is thinking about you. Let me give you an example. Let's say you walk into an event. When you go into the event hall and you're wondering, oh, what do people think about my shoes? What do people think about my outfit? Oh, is somebody looking at me and all of that? Guess what? Every single person in that event is thinking the same thing. So everybody is thinking about themselves. Nobody is thinking about you. So having this fear of, oh, what will people say? This is often what now makes us now hold on to our work, and we don't want to share it with other people, and we're like, oh, we're just waiting for the right time. It's a lie. You're just scared about what people would say. The time is now. Okay, release it now. Now, of course, whenever you're sharing something, they will be thinking about what it is that you're sharing with them in that moment, or better yet, what other benefits they can get from you. But to say that they're thinking about about you as a person, it's a lie. I mean, take this video for example. You've been thinking about the things I've been saying, and you stuck around to see what other benefits are you going to get from some of the things I've been saying. But I don't think any of you has asked whether I've eaten, or why is Luke's head like that, or why is Luke sitting on the floor. I don't think any of you has been thinking about that. You've been focused on what it is that I'm giving you. So imagine that because of that, I now said I'm not going to release this video. There is no right time, you know. Half of the people who see your work may like it, half of the people who see your work may not like it. That's life. You can't please anyone. Just accept it. And what if all of them don't like it? What's the worst that would happen? You would learn what they don't like. You would go back to your drawing board, make those changes, and by the time you bring out another one, maybe like 20% will like it and 80% will not like it. And then you take what those 80%, as long as you keep at it, you're going to get better. So another way to look at it would be, what would happen? What would be the consequences if I don't release this thing? So if the pleasure of having your work out there is not strong enough to motivate you, let the pain of the consequences of you not putting your work out there, let that pain now be the one to motivate you. Now, if you can and have accepted these 2 points that I've just given, then chances are high that you've been able to put out content, or you will be able to put out content. But now here's just one little more advice to help you continue to put out content. Because if we don't talk about this, then you'll put 1, 2 out, and then maybe one negative critic will just hit you, and then you just cower and hide. After all, I put out content. I overcame my fear, but I chose to do something else. Consistency over perfection. There's a saying in the movie industry that a movie is never really finished, that the movie is just released. Because if they leave the film in the hands of the filmmakers, we'll just keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and we will never release that film. We'll just try and make it perfect, you know, but you just set a release date and they stick to it. So you get to a point where I say, you know what, we just have to move on. That's the mindset that I want you to have in putting out whatever content, putting out whatever work that it is that you yourself are putting out. You know, set a date, set a timetable, and stick to that timetable no matter what. By Saturday, this thing is going out. Whether it is perfect or not, release it. You can keep tweaking and making adjustments after it's been released. The very first video that I posted with regards to me starting YouTube, I actually spoke about a lesson I got from a book, how companies that launched their product and started to get feedback from the masses and began to tweak and make those changes, those were the companies that were a lot more successful than the ones who kept their product to themselves in the name of perfecting it, and by the time it came out to the public, it wasn't what the public wanted. So it won't always be perfect, but build that habit of consistency. Some will definitely be better than others. Not all of them will be great, but just build that habit of constantly putting it out there, whether or not it's good. Just like Nike says, just do it. All right. Speaking of Nike, those songs that you listen to, those songs that pump you up when you're working out in the gym or when you're taking a jog or something like that, I bet you the makers of those songs were worried and afraid at some point that people may not like these songs. But guess what? Those are the songs that are now helping you, motivating you, pumping you up. So you yourself don't deprive the next person of the benefits that they will get from what it is that you have to offer. All right. Do check out my famous episode where I interviewed a fellow filmmaker and content creator, Raymond Yusuf, on his work on the short film Ogun Ola. Subscribe if you haven't already, smash that like button, and bye for now.